And hello, welcome. So today I want to talk about how to get into action. Maybe we're just going through the motions, but we're not actually doing some actions. And it's perfect this time of year because it's a natural time. Christmas is over, the holidays are over, and now we're into what can be a dreary January. We've had lots and lots of snow here, and now it's raining. Today it's kind of a dark, dreary day, and it's pouring rain, and we have lots and lots of snow, so it's kind of a dull day. So I thought this is a perfect day to pick things up and how to get into motion and pick up your spirits and actually get things done. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and I have 3 tips for you. So welcome. If you're joining me live, please say hello and tell me where you're coming from. It's wonderful to know how we reach across this wonderful globe. And if you're on the replay, let me know that, and I'd love to shout out to you afterwards. And if we haven't met before, my name is Dodd, and I'm here to inspire, encourage, train whatever I can so that you can bring your business online, so that you can leverage the power of social media and you don't have to chase after anybody, convince anybody, and use the power of social media to build your business. So welcome. So today, let's talk about this. So are you kind of feeling in a standstill, that things aren't moving fast enough, and sometimes it only takes one thing to bring you down? I'm part of a few conversations, a few communities, and there seems to be a bit of a trend right now that there's a lot of people that are just feeling a little bit down. I know it's also happened to myself in the last few days. It just one little thing and you just kind of start to spiral down again. So let's pick that up and get into motions. So also, when you're talking to other people, you can have that conversation where maybe somebody's ahead of you, somebody's behind you, or you start to think, well, I'm not moving fast enough. But it's also important to realize that everybody is at their own pace, different rates. We have, different backgrounds and different things happening in our lives, different commitments, jobs, family, kids, whatever it is. And so to realize that everyone has their own journey and things will happen at their own rate. However, when it's not okay is when we start to use that as excuses, that, okay, I can't do my business, because I have all these things. So it's important to, make our business a priority, or decide, okay, what is the priority today? What do I... Sorry about that, got a message that came in. When we make the excuses our priority, so we have to manage our tasks. And so I want to talk about motion versus action in our tasks. We can be doing motion. So when I say motions, like, what does that bring to mind? If somebody's doing a motion versus an action, what do you think that would be? So for example, a motion might be training, or watching videos or reading books and blogs. So we're increasing our knowledge, but we're not actually doing anything. So an action, what would an action be to you? What does that, when I say action, what does that mean to you? Let me know below. And I've heard it say that psychologically, when we get the same high when we do a motion as an action. So we get a really good high when we finish a training. We think, okay, well, that's really, really good, but we need to also put that into action. So some examples of an action would be is engaging with your audience, doing your lives, putting your posts out, doing ads, writing that copywriting, So, it's great to have the motion, but we have to get things into action. There is a saying that I heard that action eats motion for breakfast. So meaning that action is so much more important than just the motion. If we, we can do all the training in the world, but if we don't actually put it into action, then it's not going to do any good for us. We really need to make sure that we're always doing action. So what are some ways that we can get into action? Okay, but just before I get into that, I want to tell you a quick little story. So how many of you remember the book The Hunchback of Notre Dame? Okay, let me know. And so Victor Hugo is the author of that. And way back when he was writing it, he had 900, he was on a contract and he had 900 pages that he had to write, and he had 9 months to write it. And he was the type of person that would party all the time. And so 6 months into this contract, he hadn't done anything because he had just been living his life and partying all the time. So he realized, well, he had 3 months left to go and he had to do these 900 pages. So what he did is he took all his party clothes and all that stuff and he just kind of locked it away, and he just sat down and said, okay, this is it. He's going to write this, and he finished it, and he actually finished 2 weeks early. So that's just a segue into the first tip is having a commitment method or device. So making good habits easy to do and bad habits harder to do. So put a system in place, that it makes it easy. So if you're going to do your lives, maybe have your tripod set up or your light set up or whatever it is, so that you can just easily walk into it. If you want to jog in the morning, then have your jogging clothes ready, the first thing that you can grab in the morning. So make your good habits easy to do, then you'd be much more likely to do it. So I have one of my jobs that I keep putting off is to schedule things ahead of time. So I have my piece of paper where each day I can check off whether I've scheduled something, and so that's right there in front of me. So to remind me, to do a little bit of scheduling every day, and it will get done for the next month. So the next tip is to create a plan. So just rather than doing things on the fly and making things up as you go, actually have a plan. And so as often the excuse is, well, I can't do it today because I can't do my live today because I don't know what my topic is, or I don't know what to talk about. So either, do it ahead of time, maybe on a Sunday, create your content for a week. I like to do it for the month. So I collect my notes and I decide ahead of time, what I'm going to talk about for the next month. And then I can put some intention into that. Maybe there's an order to it. Maybe there's a theme for the day. And it's not to say that this is rigid. If something comes up that I would rather speak about or that is pertinent for that day, then I can simply change it. But I do have a plan that I can go back to. And so creating it in advance. Also, if you're going to be unavailable, say like over the holidays, or you're going away, then it's so easy to create something in advance. Do a video and then post it as a premiere or something like that, or post it as just a video view, and so then it is done, and you still have that same consistency and commitment to show up. And the third tip is to have intentions, like implementation intentions. You know how you meet someone, an old friend on the street, and you say, oh, okay, well, we don't have time right now, but let's have coffee in the future. Let's get together. But you don't actually set a date, and so then it never happens. So it's a wonderful thought, but unless you have a specific date, time, place, then there's no commitment to actually make it happen. So we need those specific times to say, okay, this is the date and the time. Make it a commitment to that person. And also when you're planning, you want to allow for flex time because things do come up. Kids get sick, or something happens, it snows and you have to spend time shoveling lots of snows, whatever it is. So allow that flex time in there, so that you can catch up. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about. So I hope that has been of value. Let me know, what your biggest takeaway is that it's wonderful to do the motions, but we also have to have some action. And a quote that I just heard this morning that I wanted to share is that more is lost by indecision than by a wrong decision. So just decide whatever it is that you're going to do and just do it. And then if it works, that's wonderful. If it doesn't, then you have learned from that and progress and move on. But make a decision and do something and just get it done. And another quote is, done is better than perfect. I have a bit of a perfectionism in me, and so I tend to keep working at it, and sometimes it's better just to be done. Done is better than perfect. So get into those action things that are needed to be done for your business, and make your habits easy to do and the bad habits hard to do. Okay, so that's it for me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and it is Friday, so have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you again on Monday. Take care and bye for now. And thank you for listening. I appreciate everybody who joins me. Okay, bye for now.